Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are starting it live here in the race. We're going to get ready to go. Qualifying should be starting, and it is starting now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I'm your host, Exia, as we get going here at Paul Ricard. You can see it is raining, and it is raining out hard right now, but that's nothing to worry about here because the race starts at 8 a.m. on Sunday, so this rain could be away by the time the start of the rain race. And here we have Carter Bennett in the Red Bull BMW, the Max Verstappen fan, trying to harness everything he possibly can here to race in the rain. We're definitely taking a look. We see, let's see, Jonathan Oliveira. He is back racing with us. He missed a couple of races with us. We have 19 drivers, but we are still looking strong. Wilson Fernandez, also in the purple Mercedes-Benz, trying to make something happen there as well. Let's take a look. Who do we have? We have a few newer drivers. Mr. Doppler in that number, in the lime green Porsche, definitely trying to set up some fast laps. Christian Judkins here in the Audi, trying to set up some fast laps as well, as it is getting to a little bit. He gets a little bit of a spin in the first sector here at Paul Ricard. As we start to follow some of the drivers around here, we have Alex Arduin, your championship leader so far in the GTMR Porsche, coming through that fast right-hand section of the track, trying to hold everything. As we see Casey Bennett's power sliding around the right-hander in qualifying, so definitely going to be an interesting one to see the balance of drivers and how they do, if it's going to be fast or slow or fast. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one to say the least. As we watch everybody make their way around, let's take a look who is on the flyer. That's going to be number 720. Carter Bennett is going to be the fastest car out on track as he is about to start his flyer here. We'll see as he comes around the final corner and is on the main straight. See what he can do in that BMW as he will be setting provisional pole. Across the line, he is flying, as we see Alex Arduin right behind him. Jonathan Oliveira right there as well, as Katz in the Audi has arrived. The P20 driver showing up just into qualifying with the wet race. Definitely have to keep an eye on him as well as see what he can do here. See, late on the brakes, down into the turn, into this beautiful little left, right, left chicane section. You have to line that up perfectly as these drivers work their way around. Here they go through. As you can see, looks like Olivier holding up Alex Arduin here in qualifying, but they're managed to separate themselves enough. Can the BMW driver showcase enough performance at this? As little Taquito says, of course it's raining, and he is crying. Taquito, you still have a chance to make it in. There's still 15 minutes left in qualifying. You just have to unwithdraw in SimGrid if you want to participate and race in that big old fat Bentley of yours. Jake Johnson says, rain. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Rain at Paul Ricard. Ooh, look at that. Carter Bennett looking super racy, covering the lines. He comes through. He's definitely trying to harness his inner Max Verstappen here in this race. And around the bend he goes on. He's going to be entering Sector 3 here in Paul Ricard as he goes through that parabolica and into another decreasing parabolica as he comes into this weird little S formation here. As he comes up to the final hairpin, the final second to the last hairpin. Cagnis Taquito, long time. Didn't see. How are you, mate? Taquito is sick. Taquito, we wish you the best of luck, good sir, even though you are sick. Well, let's take a look. Carter Bennett's going to cross the line. What does he provisionally set? A 2:03.9. Alex Arduin now sets it at a 2:03.46. Katz definitely trying to get out of the way Oliveira, 0.04 off the pace. Let's jump down and take a look at some of these other drivers. Let's see, Casey Bennett in the Porsche coming out of the final corner. Chrysler York, 2.1 off the pace. Slot himself there. Wilson Fernandez resets pole at a 2:03.1. Andre Lloyd with a 2.73 off the pace. Let's take a look. Matt Artem, one of the drivers that are looking super strong, coming up. P4, 0.6 off the pace of Wilson Fernandez. As we start to see the time starting to trickle down. Where is McNeil? McNeil is coming through Sector 1. Still hasn't yet to set a time, but the Audi driver's looking super strong. Curious to see how this Lexus driver of Andre Alex Afonso will do, as Jaden Munoz now sets the provisionally fast pole of 2:02.5. Afonso definitely taking the optional, I'm not going to deal with that corner route, as he goes through that and onto the back straight as we go through Irfan. He's been looking super racy here in free practice as well as the normal races so far in this season. Honestly, Taquito, I say you should race. I definitely would think it would be a definitely helpful. As Jake Johnson says, I thought I did a race in France, but I guess I was wrong. I hope to be back on track next week. We will love to have you back. As we see Irfan working his magic here, and Matt Byrne has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely see how he does in qualifying with that McLaren. I'm definitely pretty sure he was trying to set up a wet qualifying setup. But hey, anything is possible next because the race is technically on a Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. So the weather could change up for these drivers. So it'd be interesting to see what happens if the race becomes dry and how it's going to mix up a lot of these drivers. So right now, so far in your lap times, you have Munoz P1, are doing 2, Fernandez 3, Carter Bennett P4, LaRock P5, Oliveira 6, Artem 7, Chestnut pulling in that Ferrari up to P8, York 9, Judkins 10th, Lloyd 11th, Randall 12th, McNeil 13th, and Parks pulling in that P15. He's having no time of it. As Farmer jumps into the pits, woo, with the Purple Heart, keeping me entertained at work. You know it, sir. I'm here to entertain and perform. Leave your dollar bills in the hat, because this is going to be a spectacular race, ladies and gentlemen. As we see Irfan coming through here into the final corner with the purple NSX. Let's see what he can do as he's about to cross the line. What he does, he set up to pole position with a 2:01.645, ladies and gentlemen. 0.4 faster than the outer driver. And here comes Matt Byrne coming out of the pits in that beautiful black and Picasso painted McLaren here, working his way through. Let's take a look who else is on a flyer. Andre Alex Afonso still has yet to set time. Casey Bennett still has yet to time. Casey Bennett did a 2:04 flat. That was his last lap. The 2:04 flat would slot him into the top 10, into that 8 and 9 spot right there. Question is, can he keep that going? A lot of drivers picking up their times in the pace. Jake Johnson says in chat, season 6 night race, there is a possibility. Anything is possible. Cagna says no, for sure, not the reason. Probably not feel better with ACC. Taquito says, is the race going to be wet? I don't know yet, because of the fact that the race is on a Sunday. The race could be wet, the race could not be wet. That is all up to the rain gods. I don't know yet if it's going to be. And here comes Casey Bennett. He's out of the last corner and onto the main straight. What can he do? Does he slot himself up into the top spots? Oh, he invalidated that lap, so that he is going to have to work his magic right there as Andre Alex Afonso puts himself P6 in that. Now slots about. Now he gets shifted down to 7 in that Lexus, looking super strong. Only 0.2 back from Matt Artem. So let's take a look here. We got Brian Katz. He's working his magic in that red Audi. Cagna says in the chat, how's our dear host Exia? Exia is doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are loving life, loving life. That's all I got to say. But hey, I'm here for you guys. I'm not here for myself. And I just want to say you guys are doing, I hope you guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful weekend. As we take a look, let's take a look. Arduin is up 6/10 on his time. Ooh, he's gone super wide in that fast right, trying to push it super hard here. Farmer says my city got killed by snow. People calling in and calling sick. Last minute vacay stuck here for 45 hours and 4 days. Ooh, that sucks. I wish you the best, Farmer. I hope all is well. As Wilson Fernandez now slots himself up to P3. Irfan 410 still ahead of the fastest group. Still trying to make things do here. So we'll ride along with Matt Byrne, the winner of the ARC, the Apollo Racing Club ACC Championship. He's joined this league to have a little fun free time race in between the Apollo series, but I'm guessing he's realizing that GTMR is an actual very competitive series, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye and see how he performs here. Looks like the competition is putting up a fight against him. And Deleted Wolf, hello, how are you in the chat? Welcome and welcome. As we take a look, Brian Katz, I apologize, bringing himself up to P17. We'd like to give a shout out to Brian Katz as he had a very successful time doing autocourse events at Road America in his Ford Focus RS, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll definitely, in the Instagram, we'll definitely take a look at that. We'll definitely have a post for you of his car driving around Road America. Definitely hearing that beautiful blow-off valve out of that Ford Focus RS. So definitely huge shout out to him, and we like to showcase the drivers here that we have in the league, not only on the track as well as off the track, because these drivers, we're a community here, and I just want to give a huge shout out to all of the people who are participating. As we have Matt Byrne, he's about to cross the line. What is he going to do with this McLaren? Where is he going to put himself? P12. Ooh, a little bit off the pace. Ooh, 0.017 ahead of Doppler. So he's going to have to try to reel in some magic here in the wet with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. Casey Bennett, he did a 2:04.6. And that would put him into around that top 15 spot. So he's going to have to try to work some magic here and get a qualifying lap time, as we started to see Judkins slot himself into P8, LaRock up to P6, Carter Bennett still P5, Wilson Fernandez 2/10 off the pace of Irfan in that Mercedes. Jonathan Oliveira 1 second slots himself P4 in the Porsche. Jumping Arduin. So the times are coming in. Steam is down, says Knox still. Steam is down. I mean, I don't know. We are rocking here, as we see Michael Randall. He is rocking 3/10 up on his time coming out of onto the main straight. Slots himself P11. Everybody is heating up. Bailey jumps in the chat. Let's go, Jaden Munoz. That's right, Jaden Munoz in that P3 spot in the Audi, working his magic as well. Derek Doppler in the Lime Porsche on the back straight, flying down the back straight, ladies and gentlemen, as he is just hauling. Let's take a look. Farber says Fernandez got some heat. He does have some heat coming through the fast right. Jake Johnson says Ollie gonna do last the top 5 again. We never know. Andy Ollie is P17 right now. As Aiden Hasbrock has joined us, we have a Bentley, ladies and gentlemen, on the track. That's right, we have a Bentley. The race is complete now. We can all go home and call it a day because we have a Bentley in the grid. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one as well. It's a huge shout out. We have 22 drivers, ladies and gentlemen. 22 hauling it in. Let's take a look. Jaden Munoz had a few people shouting him out on the track. He is up 1/10, flying through the first sector here at Paul Ricard, or Richard, as I like to type it in the calendar at GTMR. He is looking super racy. in this Audi. He's going to get, looks like Larock and Randall in front of him. So hopefully he can work his way through the traffic as well in this little bit of a cluster here. He's going to have to figure it out. Now these drivers, it's definitely going to be an interesting one because we see a lot of movement here. Larock moving out of the way of Munoz. Larock definitely catching a lot of those curves. Cagnes says 3:15 a.m. I'll try to get some sleep, but have a good race, guys. You, sir, have a wonderful night. We wish you all the best out in Poland. As we take a look, Casey Bennett and Aiden Hasbrock out on his fast lap. Casey Bennett did a 2:03. Ooh, Casey Bennett slots himself up to P15 with a 2:04.2 in the time. So P15 right now. It's a strong setup, 3/10 back. He is only 4 thousandths ahead of Christopher Chestnut. So definitely an interesting one to say the least there, as Munoz is still up a tenth here. So a tenth will bring him closer to Wilson Fernandez, but not a whole lot. Let's see our bigger mover now, as we see Matt Burns slots himself up to P11 with a 2:03.6 was his provisional time. He's up 5/10, so we're going to jump over to Byrne once Munoz crosses the line. Let's see what Munoz, how much closer did he get Fernandez out of that final corner? He got a 10th. So Byrne slots himself up to P9, pulls himself off the track there. Chestnut up 5/10, working his way out of that Parabolica through the second Parabolica, now up through the S's in Sector 3 here at Paul Ricard with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play through the bends as they go. Question is who are you guys calling to win the race if it stays wet? Because right now, if it goes dry into the race, this definitely could be a big player here. As we see Chestnut crosses the line, it looks like he possibly invalidated. It did look like he invalidated, but McNeil is up 2 seconds on his time through the left parabolic, through that funky right-hand parabolic. I apologize. He's up 1.2 now, coming through the bends here through the other decreasing corner parabolic. It's weird because you load the car so much on the left-hand side. Now you're loading the car so much on the right-hand side. Here he goes through the double hairpins. One is a large one and into a decreasing one. He is looking... That Audi is definitely an interesting one in the rain, to say the least. And here he goes through the bend and around the corner. Accelerating out. Jake Johnson's calling for Carter Bennett. Can we catch Arduin's last lap? We'll definitely try to catch Arduin on his final lap. And Liam McNeil, 2/10 off the pace. Let's see Arduin. He's coming out. This will be his final lap as he crosses the line. Unless he actually, the next lap he goes around will be his final lap, unless he chooses out of it. But we'll follow Arduin right now as he comes through the final first turn here. Nice and tight, staying away from the curbings as he works his way through here. Stefan Buckley says, what's up, dudes? What's up, Mr. Buckley? How are you? How's everything on the west coast of society? As we have a tree in the way, and we see Stefan Buckley cheering everybody out. What rain? What? Dude, hey, bro, it's random. I have no control over the weather, okay? So life is life, I have to say. As we see Arduin, he is not improving on his time. I have a lot more other drivers that are improving. We're going to jump to them. Chestnut now 4/10. Looks like he lost a lot of that. Munoz up 2/10. 2/10 could get him if he can hold it as he goes through here in the Sector 1. Loses it a little bit. See Doppler. Where's Doppler? Doppler 5/10 through the back half of the track as he works his way around. Aiden Hasselbrock still has not hit. His last lap was a 2:03.1. That would put him really far up there in the grid. As we see Doppler coming out of the final corner, 6/10 on his time. 6/10 will leapfrog him right around into that P10 spot and slots with P12, a 10th off of Afonso in that Lexus. As we see McNeil still up 1 second on his time. He's trying to leapfrog a good chunk of this group. 1.2 out of the hole. Here he comes. What does he do? P16, he gets it. Jumping Casey Bennett in that P17 spot. Munoz still 2/10 up, coming out of the final couple corners here. He's going to have 2 corners left to go. Around the bend, we're going to keep an eye on our duo, number 51 on the track. Where is he at? He has just crossed the line, so this is going to be his final flyer. He will be the final track with Irfan in front of him. Munoz losing all of it. Irfan up 1/10. Coming into sector through the left and right hand bend into sector 1 and 2. Carbonado, let's go. P6. Carbonado definitely having a huge thing. Stefan Buckley, 90 days until we leave for Europe for 2 months. Yippee, where are you going, good sir? As we see, Irfan is going to be leading out the group. He's going to have Alex Arduin right behind him, trailing him right there. Arduin losing a little bit. Irfan still up 1/10 here. He could reset provisional pole. He's going to have an Audi right in front of him. Irfan is not gaining any time. Arduin is off a 10. Aya Hasbrock sets a time. Aiden jumps to P19. 2/10 off. Casey Bennett. Here goes Irfan. Ooh, almost catching the deflector boards right there. As they work their way around the bend, the drivers still have times to set. And here they go. Katz is on a flyer. 414 is on a flyer. That's going to be Matt Artem. Irfan's on a flyer, and it looks like Alex Arduin lost it. Thank you for the follow, Burnin79. Huge shout out to you. And Irfan's calling it quits on his lap. Matt Artem calls it quits on his lap. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your pole sitter, Muhammad Irfan, with a 201.645. And let's take a look. We have Wilson Fernandez, P2. Jaden Munoz, P3 in that Audi. Alex Arduin, P4. Jonathan Olivier, P5. Carter Bennett in a P6. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least, as these drivers are trying to line themselves up. We're going to be waiting. The counter is going to count down, and everybody's going to jump into... definitely going to jump into, and we've got, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, look at the take a look at the top part. Okay, it's Sunday, it's early in the morning, it's a dry race. The track is going to be green. You know what that means? The drivers are definitely going to have an interesting one. But you know what that means? Let's jump in, and you know what time it is? It's the grid walk time, ladies and gentlemen. We should have music playing in the background. I have way too much fun doing this. But you know what? Hey, I do it all for you guys because I love you guys. Irfan, P1. Wilson Fernandez, P2 in that beautiful purple Mercedes-Benz. Jaden Munoz in that silver Audi. Alex Arduin in the GTMR Porsche. Followed by Jonathan Oliveira, P5. Carter Bennett in the Red Bull. BMW P6, LaRock P7, Judkins P8, Artem P9, Matt Byrne P10, Andre Alex Afonso P11, Doppler P12 in beautiful showing by Doppler in his first race here at GTMR in P12. Chrysler Yort in the beautiful yellow Topo Rico. McLaren Randall P14, Andy Ollie, P15, McNeil, P16, Chestnut, the Trash Panda, and P17, Casey Bennett, P18, Aiden Hasbrock, P19, Andre Lloyd, P20, Brian Katz, P21, and James Parks, P21. Everybody, there you have it, your grid for Paul Ricard, as we'll slowly roll down the grid back to the front. Everybody, it's going to be crazy. The track is green. That means the rain washed away. The track is still cold, so everybody's going to have to work their magic here in this race to do what they possibly can do, and it's going to be an interesting one here, to say the least. I mean, as a viewer, I don't know really what else to say. I mean, the drivers are definitely going to have to showcase their pace and their performance now. Some of the drivers who were probably strong in the rain are going to feel the effects here in the dry. Definitely have to see how Carter Bennett overall showcases. Can he keep this P6 performance, or is he just going to be a rolling chicane here at the start? And we got a thing. Let's see. I don't got no setups or nothing, so this should be interesting. By Taquito, Knox Silk says, laugh out loud, no rain. That's brutal. It is brutal, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on how these drivers perform and keep up with everything. Stefan Buckley says, bunch of Porsche boys. Yeah, it's definitely a bunch of Porsche boys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Porsches. Artem is going to start at the pits. Interesting strategy here as we see Irfan rolling out, Fernandez rolling himself out as well as the grid starts off getting their tires warmed up. It is a green track, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye and see how the track plays out with everybody. It is 8 o'clock in the morning here at Paul Ricard, so we'll see. Originally said that there was supposed to be a sprinkle of rain within the 5-minute mark, but then it disappeared. So the question is, are we going to see a little sprinkle of rain at the start of the race and then back out of it? So Artem's looking strong, but you know, honestly, this pit start in the pit is, I don't know if it's going to be super helpful for him, because now he's going to have to try to work his way back through the grid. Do we gain a driver here, ladies and gentlemen? We're up to 22 now. I do not see that if we gained a driver, but hey, let's take a look. Who is our big watcher here so far and see where he moves and how he's going to move. And that's going to be Casey Bennett. Let's drop down to Casey Bennett, the P18 driver, Casey Bennett. As he works his way through his formation lap, Casey Bennett does have a lot of strong pace. And the question is where is he going to line up in? As Farmer says, Stock says he's rooting for Carter. Let's get the win. Yeah. Carter ahead of season. Vets, FYI, it's Ricky Stock coming up with another fan coming up. Second coming from the NSX to watch from the shadows. Just a spectator now. Artem's missing the drive button. I don't know if he's missing the drive. It's going to be an interesting one. He's probably freaking out because the track is green. It's cold, 20 degrees Celsius. So everybody's definitely going to have to be very cautious coming into the first turn. Let's see, Aiden Hasbrock. He is a very quick driver. He had a horrible rain qualifying session, so that's going to be an interesting one as well in the start of the race. We'll see if he plays it. I want more cutters. That's all race. Okay, well, here you go. Here is little Carter Bennett in the Red Bull BMW, harnessing his inner Max Verstappen as we get through. Welcome for the YouTube viewer that's watching. Huge shout out to you. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you're liking what you're seeing as we get ready for the race. As we start to see the drivers, they're going to start to be lining up here as they come through the right-hand parabolica. They're going to have to start lining up together. Farmer says another double-digit viewership. Stay tuned. Spicy first lap. Yes, it is. It will be a very spicy first lap as we get going here. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen. The grid is ready. The qualifying has been finished. It's race day, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. Take a look at what the helicopter sees today. Oh, look at that grid working their way through. Here we go, onto the main straight. Irfan working his line. Everybody lining up in the grid. Ooh, Carter Bennett's gonna have to back out off of Art Doing. This could be hurtful for him if he's out of position. Ooh, Byrne could get out of it because there's Afonso in the back. We are racing, ladies and gentlemen. Green, green, green. Here we go. Down into turn one. Munoz gets a beautiful run. Arduin taking a look on the outside. Fernandez now getting swallowed up a little bit. Down into the braking zone. Randall super deep down into turn one. The drivers are filing in side by side. Here we go through turn one. Everything's looking beautiful to a T. Carter Bennett giving the door to Byrne. Byrne definitely giving the door back to him as we jump back into turns 3 and 4 as they cycle through up to the hairpin. We're going to switch this camera up a little bit. Irfan Fernandez, nose to tail. Here we go. But the question now becomes, Byrne is on a charge here, ladies and gentlemen. As we see Carter Bennett getting swallowed up at the start, the faster drivers definitely giving him the little seasoned spice, as we like to call him, as LaRock is working his way down the back straight. Here comes the Toad. The Audi's looking super fast. Carter giving the door to Judkins as we work our way through here out up to the fast right-hand turn. What can the Nissan do to the Mercedes as we fly through the fast right and around the bend? Here we go. The Nissan loses it, but he recovers and saves it. Oh, what a save by the NSX driver, only to lose one position as he holds off the Audi in the lead of Munoz, trying to take the attack to the Audi driver. As we also see Oliveira working his way through here. Arduin trying to work his magic here. The track is still green as the drivers cycle through and file through here in this race. What a beautiful start by these drivers as they go through. As we see Munoz now working his magic on Irfan. The battle is developing even further in the back here. The lights are on, everybody. Ooh, Oliveira. Oh, this is a battle 1 through 5, working their magic. Byrne now feeling the pain of LaRock right behind him as they work their way down the hill. As they go through, we're going to cycle down the grid here real quick just to give a few shout-outs to see what other drivers are doing. As we see Doppler, Ollie now on the back end of Doppler coming into turn 1. Afonso taking a look on the inside with York right behind him as they work their magic down here. As we jump back up to the front, Wilson Fernandez now separating himself 2/10 away from Irfan. Irfan still trying to make something happen with the Audi driver of Munoz now over the back end of the NSX as we go through. Stocks in the chat. Nice save by the NSX driver. It is a wonderful save by the NSX driver here as they come back onto the main straight. Now Byrne has caught himself up to Arduin and separated himself from LaRock. Now LaRock 2.2 seconds off the pace. Now Carter Bennett is getting attacked by Christian Judkins. Christian Judkins going to try to make the move. He takes a look inside, outside. Now he goes inside on the Audi. Here's the Audi going down the back straight, definitely showcasing its speed. Carter Bennett's going to try to regain the slipstream, and now here comes the 2 Porsches right behind him of Judkins and Randall. Who's going to succeed through here up to the fast right-hand turn, and I am losing it. Oh, the Audi loses it a little bit. Side by side, the Porsches go. The Audi's in the way, slowing down. Andy Ollie down on the... Oh, a little bit of a bump. Andy Ollie trying to work his magic. Oh, they slide here, a little bit of a tap. Oh, Andy Ollie lost the back end of it. Ooh, there's a little bit of a tap here towards the back end of it. The Porsche losing out a little bit. Definitely seeing it. Ooh, we got a little bit of a spin on the back end there. Looks like the Porsche lost it. Byrne now up to Irfan. Here's P2. Oh, there's Byrne. Looks like Wilson Fernandez lost a little bit of it. Munoz now up to the lead of the race, ladies and gentlemen. As we work our way down the back straight here, Munoz now separating himself from the leaders here as we work our magic through. Wilson Fernandez now getting attacked by Byrne. The battle for the front is starting to develop as they work their way through the grid. I apologize for missing that, ladies and gentlemen, but we're back on the action here with everything developing all the way through the track. As we go through, Wilson Fernandez covers the brakes super deep. Byrne having to cover his brakes as well. The 2 Porsches are getting swamped by the Mercedes and the McLaren. Arduin trying to salvage as much as he can for recovery here. As we see Judkins sliding himself down to P20, working his magic back up. Matt Artem taking the shot of the foot here as he's sitting there down in P19. On the back straight, here comes the big fat toe. Porsche, Mercedes, McLaren. See what they can do as they work their way down the back straight. Arduin looking. Olivier is going to cover the inside. Arduin on the outside. Are they going to go side by side into the turn? Fernandez takes a look. Arduin covers over. Byrne goes wide. He takes a look. He's flashing the lights. Ooh, Fernandez, a little bit of a tap. Looks like it caught Byrne off guard in the braking zone there. That'll be definitely an interesting one to take a look at stewardly. But it looks like Byrne is going to allow them through. He knew he made a pass. Oh, Fernandez catches the brakes. That is definitely not what you want to see here in the stream. But, hey, racing happens. Everybody catches the brakes. Andy Ollie all over the back end of LaRock. Now Carter Bennett in this battle as Arduin is looking super racy here. A lot of these drivers need to cool down a little bit. It is a 60-minute race. Andy Ollie getting a better run out of the final corner compared to LaRock. Here they go down the back straight. Ooh, here they go. Now the drivers are going to have to try to cycle their way through the grid to survive here. So we battle in LaRock, Andy Ollie now looking super racy. Irfan now all over the back end of Munoz here in this race for the lead. Here we go through Munoz, Irfan, side, nose to tail onto the back straight as they work their way through. Andy Ollie up to P7, working his magic from P15, I believe it was P14. Let's take a look. Let's see what Irfan, is he gets a run. It seems like the Audi and the NSX have the same top end speed here in this race. Side by side, here they go. Munoz covers it, giving him the cold shoulder down through the fast right-hand corner. Ooh, they both get a little wiggly there over the curbing. Andy Ollie, Carter Bennett. Let's take a look. Thank you for the follow, Trackalicious. Thank you for the follow. Definitely huge shout out to having you guys here in the chat. Ooh, Andy Ollie covering the back end of the brakes. Here comes Carter Bennett on the inside with that Red Bull BMW trying to harness his little mini Max Verstapperness as these drivers work their way around the grid here. And now we see Andre Alex Afonso now taking the fight and pushing the young guy, the youngest driver on the grid. Pushing him from behind a little bit, not literally, but, you know, figuratively by putting the pressure as we see Andre Alex Afonso, one of the only Lexus drivers here managing to be very successful with it. And there's Alex Arduin, one of your championship leader here in that GTMR Porsche, now taking the pressure to the Lexus, utilizing the Lexus, trying to get a little bit of a bump draft down into turn one. He's going to take a look at the inside. Carter covering over a little bit, causing Alonso to have to check up a little bit as they go through. Here they come down into the couple corners. Here we go. What does Arduin do? He takes a look, but it doesn't look like he's really going to make it stick. Afonso super late on the braking. Carter catches a lot of that curbing. But around the bend they go. Randall right there behind Arduin, trying to utilize that Porsche for a big fat toe. We have a massive battle. 5 through 12, ladies and gentlemen. All this battle's going to do is going to allow, there you see it, Casey Bennett to work his way up. Aiden Hasselbrock to work his way up on the back straight. Arduin now trying to take a look and seeing what's going to happen. This Trackalicious in the chat. Saw you guys on the Taco Ali stream and wanted to drop in and say hi. Love seeing North American Racing, Trackalicious. We are so happy to see you as well. I definitely need to get in there and participate and join you guys as well. As we see Afonso covering over Carter Bennett, getting swapped on the back straight. Carter Bennett definitely not trying to get into the way of the championships battle, but also in the battle for everybody else. As we see Andy Ollie working his magic there with LaRock, trying to work his way through down on the inside. Ooh, look at that Lexus work his magic through here as we work our way up, going through. Now let's take a look. Now that's going to allow, let's see, Randall. We have Chris Chestnut right there. Casey Bennett in the background taking a look here. So these drivers, McNeil all over the back end of what looked to be Doppler. He was about less than a tenth based on the grid what it was showcasing me, but it looks like he fell off a little bit here. Let's take a look. We're going to jump right back aboard here and take a look as Alex Arduin gets Afonso on the front straight here down into the first turn. Arduin's trying to recover as much as he possibly can. Munoz 0.5 ahead of Irfan, 3.5 seconds ahead of P3 here. But we're going to take a look. Michael Randall trying to reel in that pack with Trash Panda in the back there. Mr. Chestnut, the P11 driver of the Ferrari. This spicy battle is developing more than what people really thought there would. There's a yellow sector. Number 75 looks to be Judkins there. Going through here. Casey Bennett trying to reel them in as much. Dayton in the chat. How are you, good sir? Bailey in the chat. As we see Munoz, now he's getting attacked by Irfan. Still the pressure is on. The track has moved up to fast, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what that means. The times are going to trickle down. Munoz's fastest lap, 1:55.8. Irfan's fastest lap, 1:55.7. So these drivers in a league of their own setting 55s. The driver in P3, 1:57.7. Byrne with a 1:56.1. So Byrne is trying to reel in that P3 here. Arduin knows he can put in a 55.54, but he's got to get through the grid here. And we're going to take a look. We're going to drop back down here in this grid order of this battle here. Let's take a look. Where is Michael Randall here? As he's got Carter, Panda all over the back end of him. Arduin now all over the back. Excuse me. All over the back end of the... Bailey says, may I join this league and race? You are more than welcome. Carter Bennett tries the outside. Oh, Chestnut tries the inside. Oh, Randall gets spun there. Ooh, what a shame there. Oh, what a shame. You can see the straight lines, the acceleration out of the hole of that Porsche makes up for the top end on the small straight shoots here in this race. I feel like I'm really loud for you guys. I'm going to turn myself down. And Arduin, he is going to try now the inside of Andy Ollie down into the turn. He's going to try it, and he makes it. Ooh, what a beautiful move. Here comes Andy Ollie now on the outside. Arduin's still going to have the inside as they switch back here, and they work their magic. So now Arduin is ahead of P7, so now Arduin's going to have to push. But the issue now comes is that straightaway. Can he separate himself enough of the McLaren? But I don't think he's going to have what it takes to separate himself. And now we're going to see, we're going to jump back down a little bit here to take a look at. Let's take a look. Ooh, here comes. They are flying. Aiden trying to break the slipstream. Carter Bennett trying to get the slipstream. Casey Bennett, his father, behind him in the red Porsche. He's getting the big toe. Here he comes through. That BMW's punching a big hole down into the fast left-hand turn. Here they go through. That Bentley looking super stable. Carter Bennett looking racy. Heavy on the brakes. He manages to save it. There's Casey Bennett still back there. The pit window is open. Wilson Fernandez has pitted. Lloyd has pitted. Judkins has pitted. Will the undercut strategy work here in the way to work? Stock Skill says that's one way to overtake. Let's go. Here we go through in the race as well. Bailey, we will try to get you a Discord invite link, sir. And get you joined in here as we jump along board. We're going to jump back up forward. We have battles all over the place. Andy Ollie now falling back a little bit to Arduin, but he's got Afonso now chasing him down. But this battle between Aiden Hasbrock, Carter Bennett, and Casey Bennett is still making the moves. The question is there going to be a multi-21 from the dad to the son saying, get out of my way? That is definitely going to be an interesting one. Or is the son going to say, no, thank you, father? And as we see McNeil dives into the pits in the P18, he's going to try the heavy undercut strategy here. Or he's possibly going to be fixing damage as he's driving. Ooh, he loses it a little bit. This is going to allow his dad to get a little bit of a gain. Here they come through. The BMW is going to punch a big hole for him as they work their way through. Bailey says he's already in the server as we watch the drivers work their way through. We're going to jump along board the leaders here as Irfan still all over the back end of Munoz. He's making Munoz work for in that Audi. Ooh, as they are now starting to catch Judkins in that back marker there. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one to say the least, and see how these drivers all play out. Thank you, Trackalicious. Thank you so much. And as we see Irfan now off the pace, now that's going to allow Matt Byrne. Byrne is coming through. He's all over the back end of Jonathan Oliveira. Ooh, super late break by the McLaren driver as they work their way back up the grid. Now we're going to slot ourselves back down even further. They're on the main straight. Andy Ollie's losing a bit. Let's take a look. Chestnut. Ooh, Aiden Hasselbrock in the Bentley looking. He's going to try the inside maneuver into the hairpin. Side by side they go. Ooh, wow, beautiful move, beautiful driving, beautiful respective driving by these drivers here. And now the father-son is having a duo of the lap that they do not want to see, and that is these two battling it out even more as they go through. Aiden Hasselbrock now trying down the inside on Chestnut. Here, Chestnut's going to get the better run, but is Aiden going to get the switchback to get the acceleration? He is in that Bentley. Ferrari, Bentley, side by side. Is it British engineering or is it Italian engineering? It looks like it's going to be British engineering out of that Bentley, out of the hole, but can the Ferrari take it to him onto the main straight? Aiden Hasselbrock slots himself up to P10 as Carter Bennett, Casey Bennett, they're working their magic down the grid here as they go through. As Byrne gets past Oliveira, as we're going to jump right back up aboard Irfan, now all over the back end of Munoz again. 2/10, and you see that back marker of Judkins right behind him. As Bailey says, I can race in this on Fridays now. Woohoo! Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome. We still have 2 races for the season left. You're more than happy to sign up and be a part of it. Irfan is definitely making Munoz work for this win here at Paul Ricard as these drivers. It is 8:48 a.m. in game, and we are still 40 minutes left to go, and it is definitely pushing. Definitely pushing. Bailey, take a look at the ACC announcements, chat. Definitely get the selection and make sure you select for to be a part of the PC role. Ichigo says, "Oh God, how much of the race did I miss? So much. 20 minutes of pure 100% craziness." So let's take a look. We also have Irfan. He's still all over the back end of him. Let's take a look down the grid, see where everybody else is at. Let's take a, super late on the brakes, down in the hairpin. You know, when you guys do that as drivers, you guys scare the crap out of me. I just want to let you know that. Let's take a look here. We got Carter Bennett still being chased down by his father, but Doppler has overtaken Casey Bennett. Maybe this is a trick by his father to allow Doppler to take the battle to Carter Bennett, but Carter Bennett chasing down Trash Panda here in this race. He's definitely wanting to try to make something happen. As we see, let's take a look. Mr. Michael Randall now all over the back of Artem, the driver who decided to start in the pits and work his way up. He's looking super strong, but this could hurt him when it comes to the pit time. Katz dives into the pits, so Randall sitting on the outside looking in on the points in the P18. Asks if he can cross the pit line. If there's nobody there, he can cross the pit line. So as we see, as the drivers are making their way down the hill, everybody's separating themselves. Irfan, Munoz, side by side. Here they go through. Ooh, final couple corners. Yeah. You can cross the pit, the pit line coming up to the pit exit if there's no driver there. If there's a driver there, then you are, do not hit someone. Here they come through. Irfan looking. Ooh, he's got to make a move here. Let's definitely talk about this in the chat. Irfan needs to make the move. There's 40 minutes left. He knows that the Audi is fast. The temperature's going up and thing. but the NSX could get him in straightaway speed. Should Irfan take the fight, or should he hold off just a little bit longer and wait to see what the pit strategy is? What's your thoughts in the pits? Let's take a second. Let's take a look here. We got Doppler now all over the back end of Chestnut. Looks like Carter Bennett is falling down the order. Ooh, he did. Doppler get him. Now Panda's going to try to cover up. Doppler wants to try the outside. Carter Bennett takes a look on the inside. This battle for P10 is just becoming a spicy meatball, everybody. And now we have traffic of Katz right in the middle there. So Katz is going to try to work his magic to get out. Talking about the entry, I'd prefer that Jaden stays to the right and not cross the entry line when he enters. That's right, don't count out Burns. He is catching 6 seconds back from Irfan. So that's going to be interesting. Katz covering the inside, trying to let the faster guys through. It's going to be an interesting, where is he going to lift here? It's not a race, so he's going to lift right there. He's going to let those two through. He's going to check up, hopefully right behind them. He does. Okay, that's a good move right there. Ooh, the Porsche loses it. Oh, the snap of the Porsche Doppler. Oh, that's going to be a relief from Chestnut in there. He just put a little bit too much of spice and meatball on that one. And Ichigo says the Honda can sit back behind, honestly, plenty of time to pit. That's true as well. Doppler losing out on that one. Carter Bennett. Now Casey Bennett still working his way through. Katz, he's going to have to move out of the way there in a second to work the field through. Irfan still working on his attack. We got 38 minutes left to play. Pit window still 28 minutes left. This is getting really, really spicy here, everybody. Oh, we got a battle all the way in the back here. York, James Parks, the two McLaren drivers side by side as they come through. Can James Parks switch back on him? He does not. He's going to allow York through here in this battle, and Doppler is the first one into the pit. He looks like he's going to cover that up. Let's take a look at Aiden Hasbrock. He is now all over the back end of Andre Alex Afonso here in this battle. As we see Andy Ali right in front of him. So it's still really spicy for this P6 spot. Ooh, Aiden taking a look on the inside. Ooh, just nudges his nose there just a little bit to get the Lexus. Now he tries to switch back to cause him a little bit of an issue. He's going to try to get the draft. Here he goes through the old NASCAR move. Down the front straight. Down the back straight. Here they go. Can the Bentley driver get past the Lexus? He needs to catch the McLaren driver of Andy Ali as they go through. Carter still on the back end of Chestnut, so he's only fallen down 5 places so far, down to P11, but he's still in strong point. Ooh, that was a tough one right there. As we see Chestnut, that was a tough one to swallow even for an announcer. But hey, Munoz in the pits. Here goes Irfan. He crosses the line. We are 6 minutes away from the actual start, so we'll definitely have to see where everything is happening. It is just crazy. Actually, Farmer, he was not robbed by the blue flagger. The blue flagger allowed him through, in my opinion. Oh, we've got rain in 15 minutes. Rain, 15 minutes, everybody. I don't know if you see the graph. Take a look at the top. There is rain. 15 minutes, everybody. You know what that means? That means we're going to have some fun today. Fun. As Munoz is in the pit. So this may toss up some strategy for the guys who pitted early versus the people who pitted late. So let's take a look. See, Andy Ali, he's 7/10 back. He's working his magic through. Munoz in a very long pit. Okay, no, he's out now. All right. So he's green. 35 minutes left to go. The question is what track is next? Zandvoort is next, followed by the Nuremberg Ring, Bailey. As we go through, rain gods have answered someone prayers. Ichigo says in the chat, it has answered the announcer's prayers. As we see Aiden Hasbrock, he's working. Let's take a look. He's still 6/10 back. He hasn't really gained any time. Carter Bennett still trying to reel in Chestnut here on the front straight. That Ferrari is looking stupid fast on that back straight. But that BMW also has a lot of drag there as they work their way through up to the Parabolica. Everybody's looking super racy. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers have pitted so far. Only 7 drivers as they work their way through here. So in 15 minutes, it's light rain. What happened to Fernandez? He got swallowed up and then kind of got a little bit of a tap at the start. In the race here as Andy Ali, let's take a look. He's going to be all over the back end of LaRock. Byrne now 5.9, knocked out a 10th from Irfan. So the question is even though Munoz is pitted, and if he catches some of these back markers in traffic, it's going to be an interesting one to see where he kind of plays, where everything lays out for him. Because even if they don't pit, he's still technically kind of like racing for position, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. Oliveira now 7.1. The Porsches are looking strong, but they're also having a lot of issues. Let's take a look. Ollie all over the back end of LaRock. Onto the back straight. Can the Mercedes hold off the McLaren? Andy Ali with his F1 experience from F1 2022. Oh, beautiful slide. Whew, that was magic. You could fit a pancake in between there. Not a piece of paper. It was big enough. You could still fit a pancake. Down the back straight, coming up to the fast right-hand corner. The rain's going to pick up, everybody. Look at that graph. Ooh, Andy Ali squeezes it through. Beautiful job by Andy Ali, showcasing some pace. Someone's going to have to check his stream. I think he's got someone else racing for him, ladies and gentlemen. It's Andy Ali. I'm just kidding. Andy Ali's a good guy. I like him. He's a good friend of mine. As we work our way through here, this is the closest battle right now is LaRock and Andy Ali. But with the rain approaching, who has the fuel to stretch it even further to take wet tires? Because this is going to be an interesting one. Now, I'm going to ask the people in the chat. So, if you, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you have enough fuel to take you 2 laps until the rain. Let's just say 2 laps until the rain hits. Do you try it and just, you know what I mean, and then jump on the wets? Or do you know what I mean, and stretch the wets out and hopefully the rain comes sooner? Or do you just do like a quick splash and dash? What's your thoughts, everybody? Let's hear what you got to say in the chat, everybody. Let's hear what you got to say. See, let's take a look. Carter Bennett still about a second off the pace. 8 at Hasbrock, 5/10 off of Matt Artem. So he is trying to reel in that Audi. And that Audi's trying to reel in the Porsche of Casey Bennett. So we're definitely seeing something develop here for this P9 spot. As Casey Bennett was a little bit worried about this race. You know, with how everything was going to develop. So it's definitely a good one. So hopefully we can see if the Ichigo says in the chat, if the conditions get to greasy before I pit, then I'd go to wets. All right, I could flow with that one. As we see through Artem, ooh, he gets a beautiful run out of that corner. He's trying to save as much as he possibly can in the Audi. Irfan in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be spicy. This is going to be a spicy one because I'm trying to remember. I think that there's a color code for wet tires versus dry tires. I think there's a color code for it. But right now, Casey Bennett's getting swamped by the Audi. Stefan Buckley says, quit and go home, demand a refund. Something about the rain. Well, Mr. Buckley, you sir need You just need a little bit more love in your life, okay, Buckley? You need a little bit more love, and you need a hug. I don't know who hurt you, but you need a hug. As we see, Tracklicious says in the chat, that rain is threatening. It is threatening, but to an announcer, it is like the holy grail. It is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. As we see Aiden Hasbrock take a look on the outside down into turns 3 and 4. Artem covers it, shuts the door on the Bentley driver. That's going to allow Casey to breathe a little bit. Aiden Hasselbrock gets a drive-through. Oh, that is going to be a horrible one for him. Oh, especially with the rain coming. Oh, man. Carter Bennett is in the pits. Yort's in the pits. Oh. Muno's going to catch traffic in about 2 laps. Burn 300 days of rain here. Oh yeah, that's right, because you live on the West Coast. I forgot. You live on that horrible side. That what is that? I think it's like Washington, Oregon side. And let's take a look. Artem taking a look on the inside. Ooh, oh, the snap from the Porsche. Ooh, oh, that was close. Oh, that was a butt pucker moment if you hadn't seen one. Oh, man. Ooh, that was, even I was like, oh, that's a little crazy. Byrne is now provisionally leading the race. So we'll definitely have to see how the rain comes into a factor here. Let's take a look. Hasbrock's going to have to serve this drive-through soon because right now, with this being the closest battle, oh, Irfan right behind Munoz, 1/10. Ooh, I know there's a way that you can tell if there's rain tires. As we see Artem and Hasselbrock in the pits, Ollie's in the pits. I think these guys are going to try to drive it out in the rain. I think if they try it in the rain and the dry, that is, oh, man. Or is the rain going to be even longer? I am so in, like, shock right now. As we see, looks like Hasselbrock served his drive-through. Irfan definitely putting the pressure on Munoz. Didn't look like the undercut for Munoz worked. He was able to set fast lap after fast lap. These drivers are still in the 55s. A few other drivers in the 56. Byrne with a 55.4 as the fastest lap. Olivier are doing low 56s. LaRock, Chestnut, Casey Bennett, all low 57s with Randall at a 57.9. So these drivers are definitely cycling in very well. Oh, here goes the Honda. He's going to try to take the look on the outside. But that Audi, that V10 is just pushing. As we see Byrne dives in the pits. It's getting a little foggy. Here comes the rain, everybody. Light rain, 5 minutes, picking up heavier. Ooh, there we go. Down the bend. This is definitely, here goes Katz. Katz just moving out of the way. He's like, yeah, I don't even want any part of it. Congratulations, Katz. Good on you, good on you. So 1, 2, and 3 dive into the pits. So I think this is going to be the strategy. It's going to start lightly raining. Everything's going to drop dramatically here. Jake Johnson says, I think, can't you turn on the HUD and see? No, the HUD tire. So if I turn on HUD, HUD actually doesn't show me what the tires that they actually are or the pressure, if I'm correct. It does say it, but not in broadcasting mode, but that's okay. As we go through here, I like the knowledge of not knowing, but knowing, but not knowing. Byrne should be coming out of the pits here shortly. Where is Byrne? Oh, there he comes out right now. They're going to swap him. Irving cuts the nose of Byrne's McLaren. Oh, Byrne now is in striking distance here in this race to put the pressure down. So Olivier is coming out of the pits here as well. As we see, Irfan is going to want to take the pressure, especially with the rain coming up. Ooh, this is looking spicy, guys. I don't know about you, but here we go. Ooh, beautiful helicam shot here as they work their way up to the main straight. Ichigo says I had to leave. That's very true. It could possibly be this. We still have 25 minutes left to go. So anything is possible. And we also have 6 drivers that have yet to pit. Mr. Parks, the man of the hour, the greatest gentleman driver I've ever met in this league. If you guys don't know who he is, he's such a wonderful guy. He's up to P8, ladies, even though he hasn't pitted, but this rain is coming. So if he overfueled and goes to wet, he could succeed this and put in a banger top spot here in this race, everybody. And there we have Byrne in the background chasing them down here. Munez. Oh, Irfan. This battle is spicing it up right now. I am super excited. Byrne did gain 4/10. He's sitting on the outside looking in this chase. Here, let's take a look in the helmet cam of Irfan and see what he sees this whole entire event. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how you guys do it sitting there nose to tail. I can do it for a little bit, but at one point my brain goes, you know what, let's break a little later. And then I use the other person as a break. But man, Munoz doing this double break action thing. As we see Mohammed Irfan working his magic. We saw Chestnut and Randall dive into the pits. LaRock Afonso still is yet to pit. Aiden still is yet to pit. Park still is yet to pit. Oh my God, the rain's gonna pick up. Look, the plus sign on the 15. Oh, Chestnut with a 30-second stop go. Oh my God, no. Oh, poor Chestnut. Oh, Byrne still on the back end, looking in now, 1.8 second. Ooh, the NSX driver getting a little squirrely, especially going over those curves. He's put the rain's here, ladies and gentlemen. It is here. It is here. The track is still fast, so drivers still could figure something out. They're getting a little greasy. LaRock dives into the pits now. I bet you he's probably going to go to the wet tires, take the sacrifice, pit, go onto the wets. The track's going green. It is developing. We are seeing a battle of a lifetime. The track is changing dramatically, everybody. Ooh, Irfan, Byrne, Munoz definitely trying to play a factor, trying to trick him out. Is he going to dive into the pits? Is he not? Here goes Irfan down the front straight. Irfan's going to try the outside. Munoz is going to cover. Heavy into the braking zone. Track is greasy now, everybody. So you know what that means. It's going to start getting a little squirrely. Ooh. It is spicy, everybody. It is super spicy here. LaRock still in the pits. Ooh, heavy on the brakes. So he's going to start shuffling down the order. But the question is, I believe he switched over to the wet compound tire because this track is going to start getting wet and he's going to be capitalizing on this as well. Parks is in the pits. Parks is probably going to switch to the wet. Ooh, Irfan giving the bump draft to the Audi driver. Oh, man, that is... Ooh. That is, yeah, that is, whew. Man, you guys are scaring me here, and I'm just the announcer. Here comes Byrne, 1.2 with these two battling it out. Here they go through the fast right-hander. Ooh, they are definitely trying to figure out. Irfan takes a look on the inside. You can see his line changes a little bit there. Aiden Hasbrock pushing it a little bit further out, waiting for the track to get to wet before switching out possibly the tires. Now we're going to have a three-way battle. Here comes Byrne in that McLaren, and that McLaren is super stable in the rain. Ichigo saying in the chat, Already greasy. They may pit this lap. They may as well. As Alfonso is in the pits. Chestnut serving his 37th cop go. Oh, Byrne looks like he's diving into the pits. Byrne's taking the pit entrance. Oh, he is going to try to undercut them with the wet tires. Here comes Chestnut. There's Aiden Hasbrook. Aiden diving into the pits for his wet tires. It's still greasy, and we're still getting plus signs. 20 minutes left. Oh, this is amazing. What's your guys' thoughts here? Who do you think's going to win it? Do you think... Because even though you go to wet... Ooh, Irfan makes a mistake! Overshoots the corner. He's going to wait for Munoz to go by. Good driving, good driving. That's going to now allow Munoz to breathe a little bit here in the rain. Let's take a look down at the bottom. Ooh, you can see the spray now. The track is damp. It's going to get to wet tires time, boys. Now we're going to start to see the pit rotation. Oh, there we go. Fonzo in the pits. Hasselbrock in the pits. Ollie in the pits. Doppler in the pits. Carter in the pits. Everybody's in the pits, everybody. Chestnut probably dove into the pits to take his wet tires. This may, ooh, I don't know. I think that mishap may have messed Irfan up here with the Burn swap once he dives in the pits. Burn still has fastest lap in the race. Ooh, yeah, now, okay, Lloyd's in, Judkins in, York's in. Ooh, they're getting squirrely. You can see the spray, it's picking up. Oh, my God. They're going to dive into the pits. Irfan trying to get a little bit of an undercut here coming into the pit. Or an overcut, trying to put a little bit of pressure to cause Aiden to make a mistake. Ooh, super late on the braking as they go around. To be honest, I think it's raining. It is raining, Bailey. You are seeing graphically it is raining. Here they come through. Irfan, he's going to dive into the pits. Irfan into the pits. So now, let's take a look. Ooh, Randall's getting a little squirrely there out in with that Porsche there. He's going to try to stretch it out as long as possible. Ooh, that is definitely pushing it there. As we see Byrne all over the back end of Alex Afonso. Andre Alex Afonso, I apologize. Ooh, he's giving him the flashers as he's working his way through the grid. That is a battle for a position. Just because you're in the front does not give you the right to start flashing people, Byrne. As we go through, let's take a look. We've got Doppler on Ollie here on the back straight. The Porsche on the McLaren. Look at that straightaway speed of that Porsche, even in the rain. Ooh, Doppler. Is he going to take a look on the inside? Ooh, he backs out of it. He looks like he's going to try to get... Ooh, looks like he's going to try to get Ollie to make a mistake. Catches a little bit of the Ballards about there. Irfan in the pit, still in the pits. Arduin dives into the pits. Burns moving his way up the grid. Stefan Buckley says, hijack the race director, throw his family in jail, send their cars to the junkyard. No rain, ever. Well, Buckley, I guess you're not racing next season because next season is an all-rain season. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It could be. Let's see. Ichiko says in chat, Munoz, what are you doing? I'm baffled. Maybe he thinks it's not wet tire optimal time, so he's holding out in the race, or he's possibly hoping that one of those guys makes a mistake. But right now, Byrne on the wet tires is pushing super hard here in the wet. And it is calling for wet, but it's also showing that in 15 minutes it's supposed to start drying up a little bit, that the rain is supposed to decrease here in this race. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. As Irfan comes out of the pits, these are all battle for positions. Ichigo says, I need him to make these goofy strat calls while he's racing on Xbox. That would definitely be a blast to see in case if he made a mistake. Let's take a look. Where is Irfan? He is all over the back end of Casey Bennett. He got through Casey Bennett here. So a lot of these slick drivers, I'm very surprised that they are pushing it to the limit here in this race. So see Matt Artem on the back end of Wilson Fernandez, the Audi driver. Super late on the brakes as they make the hook around here, trying to work their way through. Doppler still trying to get past Andy Ollie. See the lockups there as they work their way through. So if this works out and it stays the way it is all the way to the end of the race, you're going to see, let's just say right now, if the race ended now, it would be Munoz, Oliveira, LaRock, Fernandez, Artem, and Byrne. As Byrne's back there, 5.5 seconds off the pace. Of course, he's going to be reeling them in. As we see Bailey in the chat, hoop my goat. Deleted Fox. LaRock in third. That is right. He is in third. He was one of the last drivers. Let's take a look at his car real quick and see if we can see. I don't see any animations on the wheels to see if it would be rain tires, but for right now, he seems like he is doing pretty damn well by himself here, ladies and gentlemen, as he is trying to chase down Oliveira right there in front of him. It looks like that's Chrysler York that's working their way through here. Let's take a look. Can you see Muno's lap times when younger? The chance. Ichigo. Let's take a look. Hoop's lap times. His best time is 1:55.59. His last lap time was a 1:59.4. Oliveira is running a 2:05.6. LaRock 2:05.4. Fernandez 2:11, 2:10, Artem for Artem. So right now the wet tire drivers are 2:05s. It seems like the dry tire guys are all in the 2:10s or 2:9s. Munoz's last lap was 2:10. So right now Oliveira is running 5 seconds faster than Munoz. So right now we have Oliveira here. He's coming through the final corner, and Munoz is coming down to the end of sector 1. So based on this 5 seconds a lap, you know, Oliveira is going to catch him pretty fast here towards the end of the race. As York dips out of the way of Oliveira. Artem with a drive-through. Ooh, what a shame there. After, I'm going to say chat curse by Ichigo, saying Artem is a goat as Artem gets a drive-through, overshooting probably one of the corners there. What a shame there. As Byrne now slots himself up to P4. As Oliveira still working his magic. It's definitely going to be an interesting one to say the least, as these drivers are, a lot of these drivers on the wet tires trying to survive. A lot of these drivers on the dries definitely trying to survive. But Oliveira looking slippy and slidey coming through. Let's take a look at Munoz through. You could definitely see the difference in pace on wets compared to dries. Those wet drivers behind Munoz is definitely reeling him in. They looked a lot more safe and secure through the corners. Definitely not trying to pass the leader here and hold him up, but you could definitely see the pace of Munoz has dropped significantly, considering the fact that Brian Kratz and Andre Lloyd, they're lapping around 2 seconds faster than Munoz here in this race. Ichigo says, "You cursed him. How dare you?" I don't want to hear that. As Swords and Keyboards is in the chat, lurking. Yes. Welcome. Let's take a look. What's the closest battle we have? We have Andre Alex Afonso all over again, the back end of the Brazilian driver, Wilson Fernandez. So right now we have Portugal against Brazil. Portugal sends it deep on the inside. Irfan having to check the brakes behind. Oh, Irfan spins in the Honda. He's going to have to try to get out of the way. Could cause a bigger mess going through. Casey Bennett's going to have to try to squeeze through there. And it looks like everybody gets through. Whew, that was a little tough one. Bailey says, "Bro, hush, I'm on call with him. This is a strategic." No, it isn't. If you're his strategizer, Bailey, you are horrible at your job. As we take a look, let's jump down with Irfan. Irfan's now going to have Casey Bennett working his magic, trying to chase him down. Ooh, as Aiden Hasbrock now all over the back end of Casey Bennett, the Bentley driver, trying to secure as much as he can. We got 30 minutes left before the normal pit window goes away, so we're going to be seeing a wet race end here very shortly. as we see Andy Ollie all over the back end. Ooh, he actually got past Randall. And there's Doppler working their magic through here as well. James Parks up to P15, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, as Artem has spun towards the back end of the track. So Artem is probably just trying to check his life out here in this race because he's not having it. Farmer says the NSX is so difficult to drive. Sometimes it's just unreal. Let's take a look. Andy Ollie now separating himself. Doppler takes the pass around Randall. Around the outside, McNeil with a drive through. It's definitely one of the races that he probably wants back. So far as we see Casey Bennett on Aiden Hasbrock. They fly down the main straight, excuse me. Let's take a look. Where's Irfan? He's fallen back a little bit. Artem dives into the pits. Okay, there's Irfan. All right. Wilson Fernandez. So right now, Aiden Hasbrock trying to recover what he can. He is sick. Right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that was close. Oh, ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say I feel for you guys, I feel for you guys in this race. Oh, that would have been a very interesting door slammer right there. Munoz got this. Farmer says in the chat, Munoz got this easy. Race too short to gamble on extra pits. Easy for us to say watching. That is, it is, I mean, it's different probably when you're racing because right now Munoz, LaRock is past Oliveira, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, I must have missed that. I apologize. And Munoz is now on the main straight. LaRock coming through the hairpin. LaRock, ooh, cat spun. He's going to be in the way. He's moving now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. McNeil's got to drive through. So LaRock up to P2, everybody. He is up to P2. Huge shout out for the Mercedes-Benz driver, for LaRock. Oh, sorry, the Crow. La Crow, as I like to fuck up his name. He is up to P2. Thank you for all the YouTube viewers that are watching. Huge shout out to you guys for participating. Artem has called it quits today. He is not having fun here in this race. We apologize and we wish him the very best today. As Casey Bennett, ooh, a little bit of a power slide. He makes the move on the inside of Wilson Fernandez. And he's going to make it stick. The Porsche driver trying to do everything he can. He's up into the this would be P8 for him. The driver's looking super strong. Wilson Fernandez looks like he has a little bit of damage on his Mercedes-Benz. As Casey Bennett trying to recover. He was worried about how this race was going to be. Deleted Fox says 10 out of 10. It's awesome to see LaRock have a fan club here today with us, but it's awesome to see him. So I would definitely like to say big movers of this race so far with 6 minutes left to play is Alex LaRock here in P2, as well as we're going to take a huge shout out to Aiden Hasbrock and Casey Bennett as well in 7 and 8. Those two drivers were able to pull themselves together and put in good secured races here without a whole lot of issues here. So huge shout out to them. So we're going to run down the order here of the race leader here. And here we have him, Jaden Munoz, the #1 Audi driver, working his way the 124 with the back end kicking out, trying to work his way through the track here in Sector 1, followed by LaRock in P2. He is not that far off the pace of him. He's only 4.3 seconds. LaRock's last lap was a 2:07.2. Munoz is, Judkins with a drive-through. York with a drive-through. Oh, Munoz with a 2:11.5. So right now, LaRock is still lapping almost 3 seconds of a lap, 3 seconds of a lap faster compared to Munoz. So LaRock could pull this out. Byrne is 12 seconds back from Oliveira. So this is going to be an interesting one because right now Oliveira is there. Byrne is now getting onto the back straight. Afonso with a drive-through. Ooh, LaRock. It says, so the game's saying 15 seconds from Munoz. As we see, so Munoz is coming out of the Parabolica. LaRock is going, he's now about to come out of it. So LaRock could get Munoz at the end of this race, ladies and gentlemen. We still have 5 minutes left to go. This is just getting spicy, everybody. Afonso's got to drive through. Judkin's got to drive through. York's got to drive through. Here, LaRock goes through. He's looking super... There's no way he's 15 seconds back behind Munoz, especially with them right here. Munoz is on the main straight. LaRock is about to get onto the main straight. Munoz's last lap was a 2:11.1. Let's take a look. LaRock's last lap was a 2:06. So that is 5 seconds difference, everybody. That LaRock is flying. He could pull off a dub. Question is will Munoz make a mistake? 3 seconds off. So he went from 15 to 12. Oliveira 3.5 burn, now taking 2 seconds out of that. He's 10 seconds behind. Arduin trying to salvage as much as he can. He's sitting there P9 with Wilson Fernandez P10. Oh, Randall with a drive-through. Oh my God, these drivers are just trying to salvage as much as they can. Let's take a look. LaRock is 2 seconds faster in Sector 1. 1 second, about half a second faster in Sector 2, and half a second faster in Sector 3 on the last lap compared to Munoz. LaRock now 10 seconds behind. He's got Oliveira right behind him, working his magic, trying to make something happen. Let's take a look. Where's Munoz here? He's coming through. Munoz is definitely trying to Iron Man this right now in this race. We're going to jump back down with Doppler, Andy Ollie, nose to tail just a little bit. We're going to be jumping back up. Trash Panda says the penalties are bonkers. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Chestnut. I really am. You had a wonderful race. Take a look. Where's Munoz right now? They crossed the line. Munoz's last lap was a 2:11.7, slower than the last one. Here comes LaRock. What does he do? Does he drop in the 2:05s? He does. 2:05.9. He is now 7 seconds back. He could pull it off. Down into turn 1. We're not going to commentate or curse it, but we are hoping that he can pull this off in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Only if we had like 5 more minutes left to go. It would be spectacular here. Jaden Munoz now through the final hairpin and around the bend. LaRock, he can see him. He can taste it. He's got 2 minutes left to go here. He will probably have 1 minute. Now he's down to 6.3. Am I the only person who's going crazy right now? Because honestly, it is wild here in this race. He can see them. There is Lloyd right in front of him as well. He's chasing him down the back straight, 6.3. He is flying right now. What's hurting Munoz is Sector 2 and 3 in this race. Now he's down to 5.1. They're probably going to have 1 more lap to go at the end of this lap. Oh, Munoz, let's see where he's at. There he is. Randall's going to serve his drive-through. Fonzo's going to probably stick it out in this race for his drive-through. Munoz definitely really slow. Even Lloyd is catching him. Lloyd had to slow up a little bit. He did a 2:14. Munoz definitely, oh man, this is, here comes LaRock. He can smell it. He can smell victory. Ooh, oh, Carter Bennett with a drive-through towards the end. They're going to have 1 more lap, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to have 1 more. 2.6 seconds. LaRock can see it. Can he hold? Can Munoz hold off? Super late braking down into turn 1. Munoz holds it. The line. He's trying not to get a drive through. Munoz managed to pull off a 2-minute 10, but our LaRock with a 2-minute 5.492. He has reeled him in by 5 seconds a lap. Here comes LaRock. They're in the same section here. He's caught Munoz, ladies and gentlemen. Lloyd taking a look on the inside. LaRock. Lloyd moves out of the way. Here comes the battle. This is going to be the final lap of the race. Here comes LaRock. Can he get past Munoz with those wet tires? 1.4 onto the back straight here. Alfonso serves his pits. Irfan gets a drive through. Here comes LaRock down the back straight. Munoz probably going to try to cover the power of the Mercedes-Benz against the Audi. Oh my God. You guys got to be going crazy right now. Can Munoz hold off? Did it pay off? Here they come up to the Parabolica. LaRock super late on the braking. You can see the grip out of the Mercedes-Benz over Munoz. As they come up to the Parabolica, LaRock takes a look. Munoz has to cover the brakes. He's going to try to switch back on him. Down into it. You can see the Mercedes-Benz grip compared to the Audi. Oh, Munoz is going to have to try to make something stick. LaRock's going to try to take the look on the inside. Munoz covers. Is that going to cause him to go super deep late in the brakes? Oh, LaRock now on the back end of him. He's going to try to switch back to the outside. Here he goes around the outside. Ooh, inside out. Here they go through super late. LaRock trying to use all the curbing, trying to force Munoz to have an issue. You can see the Mercedes-Benz getting a little bit of a better acceleration out of the corner. Here comes the final corner. Will Munoz hold it off? It looks like he possibly will. LaRock will take P2, and they cross the line. LaRock takes P2, Munoz P1. What a spectacular race there. Oliveira comes home P3, Byrne P4. Irfan with a drive-through. That drive-through is going to slot him back even further down the grid here. Only if we had one more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Irfan. Looks like Irfan's going to try to serve his drive-through here at the end of the race as Aiden Hasbrock now crosses the line. That should slot him up a little bit higher. Lloyd has pitted. Judkins pitted. Yort has pitted. Irfan still gets a 30-second stop, 30-second penalty for that. Arduin finishes P7. We'll definitely have to take a look at where he follows down the order. Casey P8. It will provisionally P8. Andy Ollie coming into the top 10. And around the outside, Cat's on the inside. Doppler. Ooh, that was a little bit of a close one towards the back end of the grip. As Alfonso allows Doppler through after that tap. Wilson Fernandez coming home P12 after starting on the front row. James Parks bringing it home P13. Good point showing for James Parks here in this race. And we see James Parks as he gets onto the main straight and he's about to cross the line, followed with, we'll keep an eye, where is Carter Bennett? Carter Bennett coming around through the final corner. Ooh, a little squirrely out of Carter Bennett as he comes across the main straight. He's going to do one of those weird F1 things where they throw the car across the straight. And here comes Randall as he's about to cross the line, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing battle. What an amazing race that these drivers had. Huge shout out to all the drivers. Munoz P1, LaRock P2, Olivier P3, Byrne 4, Hasselbrock 5, Arduin 6, Casey Bennett 7, Andy Ollie 8, Irfan comes in 9th, Dobler 10th, Alfonso 11th, Fernandez 12th, Parks 13th, Carter Bennett 14th, Randall 15th, Lloyd 16th, Junkin 17th, Yort 18th, McNeil 19th, Katz 20th, and then, yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your race for Friday night at GTMR Racing. I just want to say huge shout out to all the drivers that came out and participate. There's your race-winning car, the Audi of Jaden Munoz, who managed to make it succeed towards the end, ladies and gentlemen. And there we have it. I'd like to say a huge shout out to all the viewers that came out to watch and came out to participate in the chat and definitely spend time with us. And all the people who joined and followed us and all the people that watched on YouTube. Definitely huge shout out to all of you guys as well. Um, Definitely check us out on Sunday, where we will be seeing our Xbox Series racing at Paul Ricard as well. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's definitely going to be an interesting one to see, to say the least, as we watch these drivers battle it out. I'm your host, Axia. If you'd like to join us, check us out on the simgrid.com and just check us out in GT Meister Racing. We are always looking for people to join and participate with us. It's been a pleasure, and have a wonderful